We can stop there with the decodes. I don't need to do anything else.
Manny Pack as the first GOAT.
The first GOAT, man. And you see some important numbers with his name that have popped up in this ritual through and through.
You buy the company, you don't buy the stock price. Period. Oh my gosh! What's up, everybody? Art Turner, Data Productions Media. Dreams are tangible aspirations where we scheme our dreams into existence. I have another banger of an update on LTNC where we use Gematria to enhance our DD, and that's due diligence. I know you saw at the beginning of the video, it was a Fortnite highlight, and I'm just going to let you know that was Yelo. Yelo is a gamer that we are looking at that he's going to be added into the next level up team down the road. There's tons of signs for it. So make sure you watch the full video today, and we're going to get into that. Also, I think Pink Kern is around the corner. There's just a lot of signs. So we're going to get into Joe's tweets. He's back to coding messages again. I see it. My community sees it. I can't, speak for everybody else out there that, thinks that, oh, it's a coincidence. Oh, it's just a typo. I go through this, and we debunk that every day. He's telling us codes. He's giving us messages. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into Pink Kern. We're also going to get into a nice podcast mini-style conversation with Nate on his notes that he's been taking. He's been helping me out with these Gematria Decodes because it's a lot. It's a huge picture. But at the end of this video, man, we had an awesome conversation. It's podcast style, it's casual, it's relaxed, it's laid back, but it's so much knowledge jam-packed into just one YouTube video. So make sure you watch this full video today, man. We have so much to go over. Critical content announcement for Data Productions Media. I have to get this out of the way, y'all. YouTube is censoring me on my sports documentary videos. They don't want the truth getting out. And I have classics on my YouTube page that they're just not getting any push, and they should be getting pushed. So that's an opportunity for me to bolster up my Patreon even more. So on June 14th, I am dropping the 23-year anniversary of Michael Jordan hitting the last shot for the Chicago Bulls versus the Utah Jazz in Game 6 to win his 6th championship in 1998. That's going to be a premium documentary on my Patreon. So please, if you want to support me and want to help me continue to produce these sports documentaries with Gematria and other occult knowledge to give you the real story, please show that love on my Patreon. You can click on that link in the description or in the comment section below on that pinned comment, okay? I love all you guys. Hopefully you want to, support the channel so I can keep expelling this knowledge. I do have free documentaries, premium documentaries on my YouTube as well. You have that Kevin Durant's Nephilim one. You have the LeBron James 3-1 comeback versus the Warriors. You obviously have the Kobe Bryant is Jesus in correlations with Jesus Shuttlesworth and Ray Allen. So I have a lot of top quality content you can already put your eyes on, but going forward, all that content is going to be even better on my Patreon. No ads, no censorship, no promotions, just real raw footage and my perspective on these sporting events, sports characters, and things like that. So again, join my Patreon to support today. We're under a month before I drop that Michael Jordan Game 6 Utah, the last shot on Byron Russell. I know you guys are waiting for it, so please help me out. Let's get into the stock price. Yes, we are down a lot, but again, dude, like I said on this channel, this is a long-term investment. You see small caps are getting hit right now in the market, Small cap growth stocks, OTC market manipulation all over the place. Shorts just being vultures, predators in the financial space. So look, yes, we were all the way up to 8.5 cents, looking at a dime, looking at Dave Portnoy, so he can get in, but we're back down in the doldrums. But look, if you're a long-term investor, if you have a plan like my community and myself has a plan, this means nothing. All right, you see my position right now in LTNC. I'm down 35%, and I'm still pretty confident. I'm still doing videos every week because I am that confident in this stock. So there's really nothing to talk about price-wise. We're not going to see a whole lot of movement until we get pink and until we get more catalysts. But you also have to understand a lot of the stock market, not the full stock market, but a lot of stock market, especially small cap stocks, are getting hit hard. Part of the game. Again, you have to know what you hold and, have a plan in place and move forward. If this is too volatile for you, you can always sell, and I'm not, blaming anybody if they want to sell. That's their decision. That's their money. I gave everybody the opportunity to sell at 8.5 cents. I told y'all about the stock at around this price way back when, 9 videos ago or something like that. You guys had a chance to sell. I didn't sell. I still have my 126,555 shares, and that's going to be that way until we hit a dime. To hit a dollar when I'm going to start scraping some shares. That's the plan I have in place. So, yes, we see the price. Fundamentals still in place. Manny Pacquiao still involved. Yes, we also got that news that, yes, there will be doing some distribution, manufacturing work for Next Level in the Philippines where, Manny Pacquiao is from. That came out this week in news, all right? So let's get over to some of the news before we get into the gematria of things, okay? Day 53, and we know 53 is a big number, 53.35, so this is really cool to come out on this day. Manny Pacquiao and LTNC Takeover Industries enter into joint venture distribution agreement to manufacture in Philippines and distribute in Asia. That's huge, you guys. That's huge. And if you think about it, that goes all the way back to, even before I was doing videos where we had this in mind. There was a lot of rumors that there was already packaging and labels for Next Level in the Philippines. Well, it would make sense. They've already had this in place for a long while. So with those leaks, we now get that on day 33 of Next Level. So that's good news. The catalysts are in place. We're going to be in Asia, and what's close in in the Philippines, Tokyo. So we're still banking on the Olympics on June 23rd. Everything's going good. BevNet sharing that information. BevNet is a huge beverage website in the industry, so it's good that we're getting that exposure. On day 54, Joe said they'll be shipping order 8,000, and they'll be all caught up on orders. They already have affiliates. They already have 231 monthly auto ship subscriptions. They sold 834 packs of the Next Level Up Focus Gamer Shot. So things are in order. Again, you buy the company, you don't buy the stock price. Period. Okay? Let's keep going. That's Manny Pacquiao's boy in the Manny Pacquiao Foundation. So they're in. You don't think one of the top athletes in the world, one of the richest athletes in the world, is going to take an L on something like this? Come on now. He's not taking an L on this. Also, you have to realize he's an investor as well. So you have a good cornerstone of a base. And Manny's about to be president in the Philippines. If he's endorsed by Next Level, what do you think? His I don't know what you call his congregation, his people under him as president, his community, his country. What do you think his country's going to do when he starts endorsing this Next Level water, this healthy hydrogen water? They're going to sell out. Period. That's why we have a manufacturing joint venture deal in Asia, because we know the deal. All right. So the bears, the haters, the trolls, they gotta stop because they have no case. Okay, and we're going to get into the gematria of this. I'm just going over Joe's tweets right now. This was a response to Sharmila talking about Manny Pacquiao and his possible last fight. And look with Joe again with the coding. It's not sloppy. It's on purpose. He says, Pac-Mania, looking forward to following the next LEV quotation mark, then the L of a new improved hydrogen-powered Manny Pacquiao. Look, y'all can say it's a typo or what. We're going to get into the gematria of it. It's not a typo. It's coded language. Anybody that says different, you got to prove me wrong, because I've been, proving it daily at this point, weekly, I guess, with these videos. Talking about Funky Friday, there's some gematria behind that with the cow dung. Yeah, so this is what we have for Joe in his tweets. We're going to get over into the gematria, and we're just going to get up to pace and caught up on some of the gamers. We've already went over Alex Fiber, but we have some more Oshivin or Oshovin Shivin gematria. We're going to get into some yellow tree gematria as well. So, let's get into this. Okay, to start, I'm just going to go over some codes we didn't go over in the last video for Oshivin. I'm guessing that's how you say it. But so these are some of his decodes, or some of his gematria. So his name equals 83 in ordinal, which is big. Also 25 in the reverse reduction. We know 25 and 52 in the mirror has been plain. So that's pretty cool to see. As you see, Oshovin next level equals 52. It has that 137 as well, the 33rd prime, which is going to be very big going forward in that 56. And you see the Oshovin UFO equaling 37 in reverse reduction, but also Oshovin, I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong, equals Oshovin Flying Saucer equals 88 in reduction. Now, why is this important? Well, we're going to go back to Twitter, and I'm going to show you real quick. Okay, so we're on Oshovin's page, and what do you see? Oshovin UFO, or you could say Flying Saucer. So that's why I thought that was interesting and important. And 88's been coming up. 88 is going to come in very important as we go forward with Nate's notes. 88 Mercury takes 88 days for them to make a full rotation around the sun. So Mercury's going to be playing a role with astrology, time. So it's no accident that Oshovin UFO equals 37 and Oshovin Flying Saucer equals 88. It's right in line with what we're talking about. Again, if he knows it or not, I can't say, but everything happens and everything's a synchronicity. Okay. So let's get into a little bit more 88 in the reduction cipher. So you see that tweet Joe had about the order update of getting up to order 8,000. That equals 808 in the reduction cipher. So 808 is 88. Remember, 0 is just a value placeholder. So that's important. Then we have that Joe Funky Friday with that cow dung tweet that equaled 73 in the reverse reduction cipher. Cow dung equals 33 in reduction and 102 in reverse ordinal. We know how Joe loves his 33. Magic Joe Pavlik, 33, all over the place. So again, that's right in line with everything. Team next level equals 35 reduction, 127 reverse ordinal, and 55 reverse reduction, 55. Labor Smart Inc. Remember that equals 55. 127 is going to be playing a role later down the line, so that's going to be important. Goes again with astrology. And let's look at that tweet, right, with that next lev and then the L outside. Obvious. Come on now. Next lev, 35 reduction, 37 reverse reduction. We know about these words already. 35, 37. If you've been around this channel long enough, 35, 37 is very important to this company. Bang. Then we put the next level with the same ordeal, 38 and 43. We know 38, 83 plays. We know 43 equals 34 in the mirror. So again, Manny Pacquiao's a GOAT. So next level, 43 in the reverse reduction cipher. It makes sense. And these 107s, the 109s, they're going to be playing a role in other decodes going forward. I think this right here could be a signaler for Yelo, and we're going to get into those codes, right? And so now let's get into the pink current situation we have. I think possibly we could get pink current as early as tomorrow on Monday. Today it's Sunday, the May 16th. It's going to be May 17th tomorrow. And so let's just look at that tweet real quick, right? from Joe. So day 55, May 14th, 2021, audit update. The old books our accounting firm was waiting for were finally delivered from previous team. Our firm has assigned 5 accountants to expedite review of materials to find out what may be missing and informed us we'll have status update next week. That equals 1,207 in reverse ordinal, which could be looked at as 127. Remember, team next level equals 127, so that goes in line with what they're trying to do for next level. And obviously, I started to decode the tweet. 5 accountants equals 37 in the reduction cipher. We work with 37 all the time, so that's no quinky dink, at all. And then we have day 55 update about pink current. We have that 505 in the reverse ordinal on day 55. You can't make that up, y'all, right? Day 55 update about pink current also equals 117 in reduction and 380 in reverse ordinal. Remember, 380 is just 38. So we know the numbers are already playing. 38's big. 117 has been playing a big role when it's come to Tom Brady as well. So these are things to keep in mind, and it's important. 5 accountants to go pink current equals 117 in the reduction cipher and 137 in reverse ordinal. All big numbers, guys. This is important stuff. And look, 5 accountants equals 56 in reduction and the 88 in the reverse reduction. So again, the same numbers keep popping up. We keep talking about it. But again, these are confirmation flags. Confirmation flags, right? That we have the correct investment. We're doing the right things. And it shows us that, Joe and the company is doing the correct things as well. Joe said, things are going to happen in the time that is going to happen. He's working on a higher, time scale than what the average human is aware of. Not saying that the human can figure it out if they put the time in, but the average human is not aware of, the higher scale of order of how time works and how a company can, ingratiate, itself into the world and be successful. There's a process to that, and they're doing that. So you got to have faith. And so this is where stuff gets very interesting for pink current news that possibly could pop up tomorrow, right? We have big pink current news in Gematria Decodes. So we have May 17th tomorrow, right? Joe said that he'll give an update next week. It could be anytime next week, but I'm looking forward to see when could that come, right? We got to take shots somewhere. I'm just going to throw it out. May 17th. Well, look, not only it has 43 date numerology, it is the 137th date of the year. 33rd prime. Big number, right? That's a big number for us, okay? Big number. So, pink current labor smart equals 137 in the reverse reduction cipher. Could that be an indication that we're going to get pink current news or maybe get a possible yield sign tomorrow? That's possible. I have to, look at it and say that that's a possibility. So that's where I am with that. Those are the Joe tweets. Those are just the updates, some housekeeping things. So let's see what happens next week with that. I hope we get pink current news tomorrow from the 5 accountants. It would make sense from the codes I found, right? So let's see what happens. Let's hope. Let's start making money again with the stock. But long term, I'm not worried. We're going to get our money. We're going to get rich off this. But what I'm going to do now, we're going to go a couple of days back, and I'm going to show you some stuff about the Yelo connections that are playing out, okay? He's not a next level up gamer yet, but I think the connections that we have almost undeniably shows that he will be in the near future. And it's all coded within. So let's go to his Twitter real quick to see. So if you go to Yelo's media, you go back to May 7th. He says this. This is what Yelo the gamer says. So, ... Which org is trying to have their logo on the side of my car? DMs open. JS for just saying. ... That's going to be important. That's a code, and we'll be getting into it, all right? But first, let's look. Shout out Bull Run. You know, Bull Run's been doing it. He's a part of my community. You know, he's getting involved with kind of some legal retail issues with the OTC market and George Sharp. So, you know, he's doing his part. He's playing his role. Shout out Bull Run. This is what he says. I hope it is LTNC. I really like to see you on the team, although the color contrast may be something to tweak to work. And then this is what Yelo says. And you have to realize you have to be mindful. Like, you have to take that extra step into the detail. This is what Yelo says. He ats Takeover Joe, next level takeover, what we think in LTNC. He replied to Bull Run, right? At what point did Bull Run or anyone else bring up, you know, Takeover Joe next level in regards to that tweet? You know, maybe he looked through the replies, but how I'm taking it is that he went out of his way and put those two handles right there for himself. I think he already knows what's up. And let's get into it. Let's get into how I know he already knows what's up, right? Look, have we not seen these numbers before, right? Yelo Takeover Gaming, 205 in English Ordinal, 88 in the reduction cipher. 205 equals 25, remember, 88 we've been going over. And again, this happened on May 7th. So what's special about May 7th? 53 date numerology, 33 date numerology, the 127th day of the year. Remember, team next level equals 127 in reverse ordinal. That's interesting, right? That's interesting, right? So we have that in play. We have Yelo, which equals, his name Yelo, equals 57, 21, 51, 15. His handle on Twitter, Yellow Tree, at Yellow Tree, equals 105, which is 15, 42, 111, 39, okay? But now we get into that yellow Camaro he has. Yellow Chevrolet Camaro equals 102 in reduction and 105 reverse reduction. Well, look, Yellow Chevrolet Camaro equals 105 reverse reduction, which connects to at Yellow Tree equals 105 in English ordinal. But you can take even further because it equals 15 without that zero. Yellow equals 15 in reverse reduction as well. And the reverse of that is 51. So you can see Yellow and that yellow Camaro is 1. You know, that's him. Vibrationally, that's him. That's what he does, okay? Yellow LTNC, all the big numbers. Come on, 106. We already know about 106. You know, that's hydrogen-infused water. Hydrogen-infused water equals 106 in the reduction cipher. Next level water beverage equals 106 in the reverse reduction cipher, but also equals 83, which comes up in a couple of other decodes as well. But 106 is plain. Then we have the 34, the 110, and the 38. All big numbers for LTNC. Yellow next level equals 46. We know Takeover Joe equals 46 as well. Yellow next level LTNC Gamer 83. We just went over, did we not just go over that? You know, we just went over the importance of 83. Yellow LTNC Gamer equals 201 in the reverse ordinal. 201 has come up. Remember the first sale that the sales we had, that first photo of sales was $201 in sales. And just the crescendo, the piece de resistance to that tweet that signify it all is when you put it in the Gematria calculator and look what comes up. It equals 307 in the reverse reduction cipher, which in a lot of cases is the purest reduction cipher in the English alphabet. 37, right? Come on now. Like, come on, yo. Like, this is crazy. That tweet equals 37, right? 307. Look, Yellow Chevy Camaro next level equals 307 in reverse ordinal, which goes along with the tweet. Did he not show his yellow Chevy Camaro? And did he not have that as his coding in his tweet? It all aligns. Come on now. We do this. We do this. We do this. So let's keep going further on Yellow because this is the confirmation flags. He's going to be a part of the team, right? He's a big A big addition to the team. Yellow's Yellow Chevy Camaro equals 106 in reduction, same as hydrogen fused water, 308 in reverse ordinal, and 101 in reverse reduction. Amazing, right? Then we have Yellow Chevy Camaro LTNC, which equals 308 in reverse ordinal and 101 in reverse reduction. Okay, you see the connections there. Yellow Next Level LTNC equals 57 in reduction. 57 and 75 has been playing a role with astrology, so I threw that in there. So, guys, and this is it. Like, guys, this is it. You don't need anything else. You don't need anything else to show you that Yellow is going to be a part of TakeOver Gaming. You don't need anything else because of this Gematria Decode right now. You don't need anything else to let you know that Yellow is going to be a part of TakeOver and Next Level Up Gaming off this Gematria Decode, okay? Look at this. TakeOver Joe and Yellow's Camaro both match in all 4 of the base ciphers we work on this channel. All 4. English ordinal, reduction, reverse ordinal, and reverse reduction. You have 127, which we've been talking about, Team Next Level, on May 7th, right? On May 7th, the 127th day of the year, right? We've been talking about that. 127, 46, 170, and 62. We could stop there. I don't have to do any other decodes on Yellow or TakeOver Joe. What else do you need? We're going to keep going farther anyway. Yellow tree, next level LTNC equals 93 in the reverse reduction. 93 goes with the sun, 93 million miles away. But again, let's get into some more. Yellow will switch from G Fuel to Next Level Up Energy. Right now, he is associated with G Fuel. That's going to change soon. And this is why. In the reverse ordinal equals 505, right? So 55, Labor Smart Inc. Money. Yellow will leave G Fuel to go to Next Level. 405 in English ordinal, which we have been playing with. 45 in reverse ordinal as well. The 144 is popping up. And the 135 is popping up. We've been working with 135, 153 in its permutations, right? Next Level Up will beat G Fuel, right? Equals 111 in reverse reduction. And Next Level Up brand on Yellow's Camaro equals 111 in full reduction. And let's go back. At Yellow Tree equals 111 in reverse ordinal. Confirmation flags. Okay, guys, this is great stuff. Man, we're breaking down so much. We're so ahead of the game. We're going to keep going, though. We're almost done with Yellow, right? Yellow will be Next Level Up Gamer equals 305 in English ordinal and 107 in reduction. 35, 17, which is we've been talking about, right? Come on now. Look. And look, remember 170 is just 17. 107 is just 17. So that's why I brought up those, okay? Next Level Up will beat out G Fuel in gaming drink business. 570 to 57 and 201. We've been working with 201 a lot as well. Another big confirmations, right? G Fuel will lose Yellow as endorser equals 333 in English ordinal, which is huge because it goes back to Kind Buds when he started his account on August 24th to the Olympics is 333 days, right? And he talks about the e-gaming a lot, right? He loved the e-gaming, right? So 333 is playing. We know about 126. We talked about it. That's my share price for a reason, right? We have the 144. And again, just the piece de resistance. The piece de resistance of all the Gematria Decodes you could bring together. If it wasn't TakeOver Joe in the Yellow's Camaro decode, it's got to be this. Yellow will be on Next Level Up Gaming Team, which equals 380 in English ordinal, 137 in reduction, 430 in reverse ordinal, and we have that 151 that plays a small role as well in these decodes, like a secondary role. But those first three, come on now, 38, 137, 43, we know about this. So those are the decodes I have today for you guys. This was awesome stuff, man. I mean, this is, even in my case, it's probably like a light decode week. But man, we're just getting so to the point now. It's just money, bro. It's just money. So now what we're going to do, we're going to get into an awesome segment where me and Nate, who's been helping me with these LTNC decodes, especially on the astrology side, we're going to get into a phone call. We usually have weekly phone calls, and we decided to record the phone call and have it kind of like a podcast style conversation, and kind of let you guys know what the process we go through when we try to figure out what we need to talk about. And he gave me some notes that we're going to go over, and then I will pause that podcast at any moment to just extrapolate on some of the codes he found and just add more information. So without further ado, guys, hopefully you got to this point and you guys want to hear this this conversation I had with Nate. Awesome subscriber, awesome wealth of knowledge, because you'll really understand how this is all coming together. So let me pull that podcast up in some of those notes, and we'll just finish this video today with that, and we'll get into the week, okay? Okay, everybody, I'm about to start that mini podcast style conversation I had with Nate last Wednesday about LTNC and the astrology about behind it and the characters involved. This was our first time recording our call, so please keep that in mind. Keep the hate aside. If you do have constructive criticism, please let us know in the comment section. But at the same time, this was our very first time. You got to give us some leeway so we can figure things out. We will continue to do this, and we will put out a better product for you guys, the viewer. Remember, I'm going to let this run. I'm going to be here listening, just like how we did in the past with the stand videos. I'll be following along with some notes that Nate does every week for the stock. I have another thing we're going to go over as well, but I will only stop to interject and add in more info. But without further ado, let's get into Nate's take, where he brings over his notes.
That twin system. I didn't even know Tom means twin.
Yes, Thomas. That word means twin.
Wow.
And that comes. This is kind of a side note, but not really. It has to do with the zodiac. And if you notice that there were 12 tribes of Israel,
yeah,
there were also 12 disciples. Well, each of the disciples' names and each of the 12 tribes' names are representations exactly of the 12 zodiac signs, or the 12 zodiacal signs, however you want to say the word. Just like Jesus, the Son, in a heliocentric universe, everything revolves around the sun. And just like the disciples revolved around Jesus, the Son of God, but it's easy to look up. And I mean, a lot of people may have a problem with that because it challenges, what they thought about religion. But just explore it. Your mind will be open. Like the painting that Leonardo da Vinci did of the Last Supper. That's just about in every church. There was a picture of it growing up in my house. It is a depiction with Jesus in the center with the blue and the red colors on. It's a representation of the zodiac. And each disciple, 6 on each side, I believe. Maybe it's imbalanced, but I think it's 6 on each side. What they're doing represents a trait of that zodiacal sign. Very interesting stuff.
Yeah, it is interesting.
In my senior year of college, before graduation, so that's me in the middle. Actually, I do have red on. And then we tried to, reenact the Last Supper. This was before I graduated from college. It was the last party I threw that year. and it was on the Thursday before Easter. Hope we're not trying to offend anybody on this channel or anything like that. I'm out of the religious conversation. I accept everybody and their beliefs, but I did do this. It was a really fun time, and it's kind of funny that how I did this photo, and now years later, I'm talking about the Last Supper again when it comes to stock investing. So yeah, just a little nugget of information about me. I was Black Jesus for the Last Supper at the University of Redlands. So, yep, that was me. Again, Moon Goat, 37, 35. We've talked about that a lot, those numbers.
Two primary characters in this involved with the LTNC potentially. One has been confirmed in Manny Pacquiao, and of course we're speculating that the biggest GOAT or the next GOAT is Tom. We have to wait and see, but a lot of times when you reverse the numbers like 35 or 37, they end up being associated with the other person in the ritual, like Manny Pacquiao, for instance. As a matter of fact, I see more of the 73, I believe, with Tom, and the third.
Well, that's because the Buccaneers and the Buccaneers or Tampa Bay equals 73. I think Tampa Bay Buccaneers equals 73.
No, just to add on to that, Buccaneers equals 37 in reduction. Goat Juice equals 37 in reduction. But Thomas Edward Berry does equals 73 in reduction, and Hydrogen Water equals 73 in reduction. So again, both these mirrors do play for sure.
So with the GOAT, obviously we've been talking about Tom being the greatest of all time, or even Manny being the greatest of all time, or GOATs in their respective careers. It's arguable that Manny is one of those people. Obviously, people will bring up Floyd, and they're Muhammad Ali. But just because you have the title GOAT doesn't mean you're the only one that can be shared. And obviously, Tom being a GOAT, playing at the age of 43.
Wait, you're saying Tom Brady's 43 this year?
So all of this stuff will play out before the Olympics. I mean, he'll still be 43 at the time. He was 43 when he played in the Super Bowl. So yeah, big time number when it comes to Tom.
What else? I keep saying, like, what else do you need? So you got Moon 57. That's been coming up with 75 a lot. I said I was going to let you there. So that was at the start of my last video. That's funny that equals 57.
It's funny and it fits. There are several things I'm looking into.
Wait.
There are.
Wait, let's go back. Oh my gosh. Yelo and Moon equal. They have the same matches in the cipher. Whoa! Oh yeah, Yelo is for sure. He is for sure coming onto the team. It's without a doubt.
Life paths that we have, so you can follow someone's entire life. But in that entire life, there are segments that you can look at that are rituals or are coded, and within those segments are more. So obviously, the span of Tom's life is a big code. He's playing a part, just like I believe we all are. When he played the Rams and defeated them in Super Bowl 36, that was the start or a segment of a ritual that I believe is being played out and may reach its culmination at the beginning of the Olympics or around that time. It has to do with this year because it's 19 years later.
I know you understand, but when you see something in the mainstream, when I bring up especially when you see it on the camera, like when I brought up, when my Malice in the Palace Pacers fight video, when the announcer says the famous words, "Arteta's in the stands," and his number is 91, and it's 91, and we were talking about in the septenary cipher, the holy cipher. That's a spell cast. Like, on broadcasting TV.
Broadcasting, they're casting.
Yeah. Yep. And so when you see Tom Brady right in front of the camera roughing up Drew Bledsoe, saying, "I said I was going to get you there. I said I was going to get you there," and it equals 57 in the Jewish ordinal, is it so far off to say that it wasn't a spellcast? So
no, it's not. It's not off at all.
Yep.
It's on.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's all of that.
And I don't know. They're for sure looking at what my channel's doing, and they're probably in the Discord. And it's just so funny how after I did say Joe was possibly getting sloppy on the tweets, he actually started getting sloppy on the tweets the next day. I mean, so I don't know. Let's get into the Jiminy Cricket, because that's the good stuff. I was waiting for this.
This points to twin symbolism, and it points to astrology or the zodiac or the Mazzaroth in Hebrew. And the symbol or the sign for twins, we call it Gemini. Or if most people would take off the GE and pronounce the last four letters of that word, you would say mini. Like it's a mini whatever, meaning small. So that you could even say Gemini, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Gemini. So it's funny in the relationship between the letter J and the letter G, how they have similar sounds. But in doing this research, I was looking up the sign Gemini, and obviously in this write-up, I'll just go ahead and read it. It says, Gemini is a zodiac constellation, late Old English from Latin Gemini, plural of the adjective geminus, meaning twins. And it also says, see the word geminate. I guess that's Old Italian, perhaps. I'm not sure. But it says, formerly also spelled, and it gives some alternate spellings that I've never used. I didn't even do a breakdown on that, to be honest. But I'm sure if we did, we would see relevant numbers with those alternate spellings.
Yeah.
But see, it's spelled Gemini, or Gemeny, Gemony, like Gemony, and Gemini, like as in Jiminy Cricket, which we'll get to. It says the twins are Castor and Pollux in Latin, which is, if you look up in astronomy books or online, you'll see that the zodiac sign Gemini, its two brightest stars are Castor and Pollux. It says which are also named. Well, it says which are also names of the two brightest stars in the constellation. For their Greek name, see Dioscuri. So you see how at the last sentence it says it's perhaps a corruption of Yesu. Compare Gemini. So we all know Yesu in English we use the J sound instead of the Y. In Hebrew it was a Y sound. There was no J. But Jesu or Yesu means Jesus. And it says compare Gemini. So I looked up Gemini, and you can see there how it ties together. Exclamation of surprise. Gemini, somebody might say if they're shocked. Colloquial form of Gemini. Colloquial form of Gemini. So that's where it comes in. And this is interesting too, and probably needs some more attention. It says a disguised oath. Perhaps Jesu Domine, or Jesus Lord. And I did look up those words. Didn't include it, but they play. As a matter of fact, you might want to take time to look it up now, or share with the viewers, because.
Well, let's take some time now and let's look it up. Okay, look, Jesus Lord. We have that 33, that 57. We have that 75 in the mirror, and we have that Jesu Domini 43, which is goat. Jiminy in 56. We know how 56 plays. So this is quality information that Nate's giving out right now. Honestly, quality information. Let's let him keep spitting.
It's no accident how the language has been laid out and how all these things tie together. to many, this may seem, not to your followers because they've all seen your work and they know that Gematria is very real. But, to someone just looking at this, they might dismiss it as coincidence. But I would challenge them to say, how is it coincidence? I mean, I didn't write these articles.
Nope.
I definitely didn't try to force this. This is all stuff that happened.
Look, the Gemini said, go to Jiminy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Tom Brady is Jiminy Cricket, essentially.
Yep.
And if you go further and read what the little blurb has to say, it says it was popular. It was in popular use in print form around 1901. 191 has come up and taken into the Pinocchio fairy tale. So Pinocchio plays a big role with Jiminy Cricket. And we had just talked about 7-Eleven. I wasn't even planning to talk about 7-Eleven. And you might say,
wait, and then that adds in Tom Brady Bigfoot stuff too, because I had a big segment on 117. Wow.
So 117, 7-Eleven, those, it's the same number. They are permutations of that number. So they go together. So if Tom Brady is Jiminy Cricket, it makes sense that the numbers would play with Bigfoot because Tom Brady is Bigfoot, right?
Yeah.
The word in Italian for cricket is spelled Grillo. Well, what are the numbers for Grillo? 73, 37, 89, 35, and 69 in Jewish ordinal. So right after the 7-Eleven conversation, if you look under Jiminy, I have Tom/Caster. Do you see that?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, I see it.
The reason why I have Tom/Caster, and later on down you'll see I have Manny/Pollux, is because I believe that's the role, or that's what they're being associated with in this twin ritual. So look at the last cipher with Tom/Caster. It's 117, which can be 7-Eleven in reverse, or it could be the 171 that we saw earlier. Any permutation of that number. But 117 has come up quite a bit. And also look at the other numbers associated with Tom and Caster. You see the 56 again. You see the 34, which is, has come up, which is the mirror of 43. Also, you see the 124 again, which I think I mentioned earlier, and I said it may not have come up as 124, but I've definitely seen the 241. And, you keep digging and looking at these ciphers, you start to see connections across the board. So 124 is, it shouldn't be overlooked at all. It's an important number.
Yep. All right. Yep, that's important. Manny Pack as the first GOAT.
The first GOAT, man. And you see some important numbers with his name that have popped up in this ritual through and through. And one of the biggest has to be either 135 or 153. And you can see that Manny's name, which his full name is Emmanuel, means God is with us. Which, by association, Emmanuel, Jesus, God, they're all associated together. So it's no surprise that when you type in God is with us, it's going to equal 153. Just like Jesus told the disciples to cast the net onto the other side of the boat. And lo and behold, when they pull out the net, there wasn't 75 fish in it. There weren't 1,000 fish. There were exactly 153 fish. Why that number? Well, that number is, once again, closely associated with the ichthus and is associated with Jesus in general, just like Manny or Emmanuel is associated with Jesus, and he's playing that role.
Quickly, I just want to put in Emmanuel. in the calculator because it plays a role too. Look, and I have to bring up the Jewish ordinal cipher is important. I don't go over the Jewish ordinal cipher all the time, normally in my videos, because I want to keep it simple with the English ordinals. But the Jewish ordinal cipher, the Jewish ciphers are important. Emmanuel, I had to put that in the calculator. We get 88 English ordinal, 34 reduction, 47 verse reduction, but we also have that 83 in Jewish ordinal. So again, and we can go back to what Pacquiao equals 83 in the ordinal cipher. Let's just do that. Look, Pacquiao 83 English ordinal, 38 reduction. So we go over here, 83 in Jewish ordinal. It all plays a role, fellas and ladies. It all plays a role.
And if you look at earlier, we talked about Tom being associated with Castor. Well, look what happens when you associate Manny with Pollux in this twin ritual. You get the same number. You get the 153. And I'm not dismissing the other numbers that pop up. They're all very relevant. But, I mean, how can you ignore the significance of 135 and 153?
Yeah.
If you type out his full name, what do you see? Emmanuel the Pedron Pacquiao. It equals 135. So there's so many connections to be made, and some numbers play a more important role in a particular ritual than another. It doesn't mean that the other numbers that don't play an important role are not important. Just they're not as important in this particular ritual, or they don't show themselves as much. But later on down the line, they could play a more significant role, and I've seen that happen time and time again.
Oh, dude, especially with I mean, I've seen numbers like from video one, from Stan, for like the first day Stan started pumping this stock, and it had no relevance until, you know, a week or so ago. It just happens, you know. Everything comes in due time. I'm trying to think of just like a number that kind of just popped up that's made it significant. The 723 played a big role, or that 237. That played a role later in a couple episodes. I didn't think about that, because you brought that up with the Olympics.
Who would have known? I don't even remember the exact path that led me to even get there. But on this particular day, I was Googling something, and it directed me to a Reddit post, I believe. And it had Tom Brady. It referenced Tom Brady being associated with LTNC. And I said, let me do some more digging. No, it was more than that. It referenced the Olympics and LTNC. And I said, really, the Olympics? And so you start, looking up these dates, and it's no accident that I went to Reddit that day and started finding this information, or that you and I linked up. We talked about some other things, some deeper meanings to our connections offline. And it's just not an accident. And when the banger is about to happen when we start talking about these next couple of slides, man, with the 153.
Yep, I'm with it. And just to finish up on that confirmation of the 237, remember with Kind Buds, he started his account on the 237th day of the year on August 24th. And, I don't know what else we need to at least have a solid case that LTNC is probably going to Olympics, just in my opinion.
That's my opinion too, man. I'm not, well, I say I'm not, but, Pisces are known to be clairvoyant or have psychic energy, if the listeners ascribe to that. But whether or not they do, you can't deny it. Or if you deny it, that's on you. I have to, if you want evidence, then look at what's been happening. Look at all of D.A.T.A's previous videos, the numbers that he's used, and look at how they played out in reality. Look at the tweets that Joe has published, and look at the clues that he's left, and look at how they've been decoded by D.A.T.A, and look at what's happening now. It's not an accident, man. You if you want to deny it, it's almost as if you're being willfully ignorant. And this blew me away, man. It really did. I was making all kinds of noises, hollering, and my little tiny house, and I'm sure if there was anybody in shouting distance, they thought I was crazy. So it boils down to this. We've talked about this being a twin ritual. So there's a remarkable application called Stellarium that's free. And I'm not proficient in this app at all. I'm not proficient in astrology, astronomy, or any of that stuff. I'm just learning and trying to put pieces together. And this is a piece of the puzzle that fits so beautifully, you can't ignore it. So look at what happens. And this by the way, I've taken off the background. You can set the program up to display different ways. You can have the background sky, meaning clouds. You can have the ground. But I took all of that off so you could see the, I think it's called the ecliptical or the ecliptic. It's the line that runs across the middle of the screen. We call it the horizon normally. So it's the horizon. It's when something first appears above the horizon or is visible to us. And it's special because as you process through the zodiac, constellations or different stars appear on the horizon at different times of the year. Well, the Olympics take place or are going to take place this year in Tokyo, Japan on July 23rd. And if you look, it's very, very tiny, but you can see that I have the program or the application set its location to be in Tokyo. And on that day, the rising of the star Pollux, also known as Hercules, which we didn't talk about, or I may have kind of mentioned it, but didn't go into much detail. It rises at 3:51 a.m. And you can look, I have a little magnifying glass there showing the time. And if you look in, there's an arrow that has Pollux circle. And you can see that the information is referring to Pollux because there's a red circle around it. And that's amazing to me because we've just been talking about 153. And the time of this rising, the heliacal rising of Pollux, is at 3:51, which is a perfect mirror of the number 153. And to tie things even further, look at what we've been talking about. Tom Brady, Manny Pacquiao, twins. It equals 153 in the reversible reduction cipher with the E and the P exception. And some people may not know what that means. It's a very relevant cipher. It's the same as the reverse full reduction cipher, except it gives special attention to the letters E and P because when they are not reduced, they equal the numbers 11 and 22, which are very special numbers in Gematria, like 11, 22, and 33.
And that is important because when you think...
So 11, 22, 33, those are the master numbers. Those play an important role. 11 is the original master number. The 22 is the master builder number. And 33 is the master teacher number.
Something being played out on the largest canvas that we know, and that's the sky. You know, that's the real silver screen, right? Well, what do actors do? What do the people who we call stars do? They tell stories. They act out stories just like the stars in the heavens do. And you know, man, I don't discount the name that celebrities have been given in stars. And, you know, they get Hollywood stars, and then you can go off on another decode about why it's called Hollywood, etc. And you know, you have newscasters, people, you know, the celebrities or the stars who present the news. You know, their casting spells, all of that stuff. But very, very significant stuff. And I know you've talked about another significant number, which is 333, which, you know, in the base ciphers, Tom Brady, Manny Pacquiao twins equals 333, 117, and the 369 number that we kind of touched on earlier, along with 144 and 317.
But anyway, when I come back to the 333, when he started his account, it's 333 days span to the Olympics. So
yeah, so and all of this is pointing to the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole, if Tom Brady, Manny Pacquiao are twins, they're playing the role of Castor and Pollux, Hercules, Apollo, and Gemini. And Gemini is rising. I mean, it's heliacal rising is on 723 at 150. At 3:51 a.m. That's no accident. It points to the Olympics. And the Olympics is a huge ritual. It has been ever since its insemination, dating back to ancient Greece, ancient Rome. These games, you think about 2020, this is the official name of these Olympics are the 2020 Olympics, even though the Olympics are being held in 2021. And you think about what happened in 2020 with the coronavirus. So that's another piece that we could probably go down into.
And it's no accident that Olympics got postponed. So
no, absolutely. Postponed to 720. Come on, in Tokyo.
Yeah, come on now.
Okay, guys, just to finish up, I hope you guys loved that conversation me and Nate had. We are going to get better with the process, but hopefully you learned a lot. There's some last notes that Nate sent me that he just wants us to go over real quick. So in the Hebrew word for Thomas, you have 21, 57, and 507. You know that's important because why? Gemini equals 57 in English ordinal, and like Nate said, and which I agree with him, Tom Brady is looking like he is Jiminy Cricket Gemini in this LTNC stock. And we can understand that with, the Hebrew. So that's pretty cool to see. Then we have twin brothers in that, 153 reverse ordinal cipher, that 153, very important as we just went over. Origin of Emmanuel, God is with us. We went over that. Amazing. God is with us. 153, Jewish ordinal. Tom Brady, Manny Pacquiao, twins. 153. We went over that. Apollo, Hercules, the two twins. 153, Jewish ordinal. That's important. You see the connections here, guys. We're on the right path. We're going to make money. Castor is Apollo. Pollux is Hercules in the scenario, so that's why it matches. Guys, we do this so much. And like what we were talking about for Mercury, Mercury is going to be playing a role. Mercury is the god of financial gain, commerce. Mercury, god of commerce, 153 in the reverse reduction with the EP, just like the Tom Brady, Manny Pacquiao twins. So you see how this all connects, fellas and ladies. Mercury, god of commerce, is Tom Brady, 351 in English ordinal and 153 in reduction. You see, guys, you see the mirrors. Come on now, we do this. And like we already went over with the Olympics, and it's going to be in the Pollux, and it's going to rise at 351. And also, Manny was born December 17th, okay? And what was the day of the year? 351st day of the year. Going on with everything else. So we're online, guys. We're doing this correctly. Sagittarius, November 23rd to December 21st. So Manny is a Sagittarius, 153, reverse ordinal. Then we have some 237s again with the Olympics. H2 for life, Francis Bacon. That's an important cipher. We have Tokyo JP and reverse primes. Just want to use the prime numbers, 237. And guys, this is just a big one. Tom Brady announcement, 237 in English ordinal, and that is 237. And that goes right back to Kind Buds on the 237th day of the year, August 24th. He makes his stock Twitch account. We're on top of it, fellas and ladies. Then we have 503, which comes up a lot. That's the 96 prime. Mercury equals 96 in Jewish ordinal. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady equals 96 in the septenary cipher. And in my opinion, the septenary cipher is most important. It goes 1 through 7, and 7 is a divine number, and that's why it stops there. So that equals 96. And then he has a passage, Matthew 1:23 equals 96. And it says, Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, with being interpreted is God with us, and it equals 1,305 in Francis Bacon. So that's the end of the notes of Nate's take. And to finish up this video, hopefully you guys got a lot of information today. We're going to, come back, load the boat if you can. I'm not a financial advisor. I would, but look, I'm not taking any responsibilities for your financial decisions. That's your money. That's your problems, right? But this is a great price if you want to get in, guys. There's just so much to be excited about going forward for this company, even if we're down in the dumps with the red days. I'm long term, and I can't wait for the day we hit $1 and beyond, because we're going to be some pretty wealthy individuals, at least people in this community. Like I said, I'm being censored for my sports videos. They're not getting any push. Please join my Patreon. We're under a month away from me dropping that awesome 23-year anniversary of Michael Jordan hitting his last shot for his 6th championship. So please support me there. That helps me grow the channel. I need your email as well. Put your email on my email subscription list, just in case I ever get censored, so I can reach out to you guys. And join my Discord. We're making so many moves in my Discord. Just join the Discord. We're making money. The Discord is popping. So make sure you get in. You get that link, join, and you'll be getting some great plays by everybody in the community. We have Eagle Eye. But without further ado, Art Turner, D.A.T.A Productions Media, Dreams Are Tangible Aspirations, where we scheme our dreams into existence. Go watch some of the other LTNC videos if you are a little confused. But that's all I have for you guys today. Let's have a good Monday starting tomorrow. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.